Hey, welcome to Playing for Keeps, the show where we take a deep dive into emotional intelligence, sex, love, adult attachment theory, mental health, therapy, and everything in between that creates great relationships. Your host, DJ, is a certified life coach and emotional intelligence practitioner. She's here to be of service to all the listeners interested in love and relationship. Now, here's your host, DJ.
Hello, everyone. This is your girl DJ with Playing for Keeps, and today I have a special guest. Meet Stephanie. In her previous life, she spent 20 years in the field of pharmaceuticals. So much experience and knowledge was gained throughout this period. By the time she moved to the next phase of her professional career, she was often told she was too qualified. So during this time, she began to desire more for her life than what she had been experiencing. In 2008, she began her first venture in entrepreneurship. She became the owner and chief event planner of an event planning company. After she had been bitten by the bug of entrepreneurship, she knew it was for her. Even if event planner wasn't the poison she chose, in 2013, an unforeseen event occurred that changed her life forever. Florida was calling and she answered. She picked up the family and relocated from Cleveland to Florida. We all have that one decision that we make that changes our lives forever. This was it for her. In 2017, she was introduced to a new process of vision boarding, and the bug of entrepreneurship began to bite again. She began to wonder how she could make this new love for vision boarding and the desire to begin a business to coincide in a marketable manner. In 2018, she began to host vision parties, and from there, Beyond Your Vision was birthed. Since that faithful introduction to vision boarding, she has been showing her clients how to create visions, strategically set goals, long and short term, and check them off one by one in life and in business. She has mastered how to create vision and execute strategic goals to support that vision flawlessly. This is Stephanie, the founder of Beyond Your Vision, and you need her in your life and for your business. And today, she wants to speak on how she helps couples create and maintain goals that will help them grow together. Hey, Stephanie, how are you today?
Hello. I am well. I am really well. How are you?
I'm doing pretty good. I am excited to have you on the show today, for you to just speak on just what you do and how you help couples in love and relationships and just how you help them within their lives. So if you just want to go into detail about just what you do and how you, more detail on how you got into vision boarding.
Okay, so thank you. I am glad to be here as well. Tell me what you want to know first. So how I got into vision boarding, I'll start there, and
Yes.
then we'll kind of just move into the rest. I got into vision boarding just kind of, at the beginning of the year, what they do, everybody's having a vision board party, right? So of course I go, and I had been going previously to 2017. I had been going previously before then. And it was just, you know what I'm saying? You go there, you have a good time. So I would go for the engagement more than for the activity, because the activity didn't seem to speak to me. You put a bunch of stuff on a board and you like, yeah, that's it. And
right,
none of that be it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, not knocking somebody's process. It may work for them, but the type of brain that I have, it just didn't work for me. Like, I had all that stuff, because they say you got to put you got to put all this stuff on this board. And I was just like, yeah. So that's overwhelming. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It was one of those type of things. It was way too overwhelming for me. But I would go and support if somebody I knew was having one. You know what I'm saying? Because
Yeah.
I just think that's what sisterhood is about. We're going to go and support. So I would go and support, or I would go and for the engagement of it. But, I really just kind of wasn't into make it happen. They got it. And then in 2017, I went to one. So we were back, this time we were in Florida. So I went to one and it was kind of the same, but round about this time, I'm feeling I don't want to put all that stuff on my board. Because let's think, when you're moving your family, we moved in 2016. So when you're moving your family from one place to another, it get real.
Yeah, I do.
Stuff get real when you done uprooted your whole family, your whole entire life. We came down here without a job. We ain't had no job. Ain't nobody had no job when they got here. So stuff got real. It was like, well, hold on, wait a minute. If this stuff is doing what y'all say is doing, I need some specific things on this board. Forget all that other stuff. I don't give a doggone about Tahiti. I don't care about none of that. I needed some specific things on my board. So they was doing their own thing. They got to me and they was like, oh, well, where all the rest of your stuff? I said, girl, forget about that stuff. This is stuff I need.
Right.
This is stuff I need. This stuff right here is the stuff that I care about. I don't care about the other stuff. All that. I don't want no dog. I don't want no jewelry. You know what I'm saying? It was real. It was real for me. So I did that, and there was some things. I put other stuff on there just to make them happy because okay. All right, I'm not just gonna spend all my money and then be just like, okay. So I said, okay, I put some stuff, but I had it sectioned out. That's just the way my brain works. So I have a non-typical brain. So I had stuff in sections and just grouped together on what I wanted to do.
Okay.
And then got home and was like, okay, so this is still too much for me. So I started researching. Came across a person and just kind of began to learn up under them, and was introduced to an entirely new vision board process, and where I was on the right road, grouping things together. There are certain categories. A vision board should be a fluid document, so that should be something that's up that you see every day, and once you get something off, you put something else on. You know what I'm saying? They don't teach you that, and you just go and you just throw all this stuff on the board.
You just throw it on there, and you just cut out little words, and you just,
you just put it up there, and they tell you to put it where you can see it, but by the time you get finished looking at all that stuff, you're more stressed out than you was before. Right. So you know what I'm saying? I came to a place of vision boarding that made me feel good. All right, I like this, and I began to work my vision board. So that's how I kind of got introduced into that. And I worked it and I liked it. I loved it. And it works. It works when you can. And from then I started vision board parties with my new process because it worked for me. Vision board is like, it kind of leaps in my belly. You know what I'm saying? Like that type of thing. I get excited all the way down deep about vision boards. And I would have vision board parties, and then people would call me back like, well, so this is this, and so this is this. Can you help me with this? So, okay, so I did this, now what next? And that's how I tell people I tripped up on coaching.
Wow.
From a love of vision boards. I tripped up on coaching. Do I like it? Do I love it? Absolutely. You know what I'm saying? But it kind of organically made itself into this, but it stemmed from a love of vision boarding. Now, what do I teach my couples? It depends. Number one, I even have a vision board party for couples. We generally have it around, of course, February. I have it in February. And then I also start a singles thing kind of in, last time I started it late. I started in December and we ran till February. But I want to start it a little bit earlier because I found out that was like my pilot program. I found out that y'all needed a little bit more work. Y'all wasn't ready for February. Y'all needed a little bit more work. So this year we'll start a little bit earlier. But I set my vision board. I make them into hearts, and I set quadrants because there's 4 quadrants of a heart, right? And so I set it into quadrants, and we talk about communication. For one, most problems, 98%, 99.8% of problems are stemmed around some type of communication.
True.
No matter what it is, but it's finances. Yeah, did y'all talk about that? Yeah, but it's our sex life. Did y'all talk about that? Because that's the real. Did y'all talk about your sex life? Because
majority of the time couples don't, right? And
they don't.
people because they want different things and they're uncomfortable to speak on it. That's what I've seen.
Absolutely. And I'm like, what you want to do it, talk about it. It's okay. Ain't nothing gonna happen. But that comes from our paradigm. We don't like to talk about sex.
True.
Oh, we don't. I came from a family. You ain't learned. I figured out the birds and the bees as I was bird and being.
That's basically for mine too. Like we did not talk about that in our household at all. And then when it came out that I lost mine, that's when the conversation started to happen because I was the first out of my siblings. But yeah, that I found out doing the birds and the beans.
Yeah, that's how you know. And then most people, that's kind of some in our culture. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's how you find out about it. There is not a conversation like it is in other cultures. So I thought I ain't thought nobody knew nothing about the birds and the bees because I ain't know nothing. So I thought y'all. Right. But then I started finding out that y'all know. Because some of my friends was in a different culture than I was. They didn't look like me. They didn't have as much melanin in their skin. So I'm like, wait a minute, how you find out? Your mama told you. Girl, really? So I started asking y'all, what your mama say this week about it? Like that type of thing. But in couples, like I had a couple that she was very shy when it came to sex. Yeah. We're not going to make this a sex talk, but needless to say, it's a lot of people that just don't know.
I wanted to touch on it just a little bit since we had came up on it. Just, yeah, like you said, they just don't know, like, how, when you're working with a couple like that, and then we can move on to another subject, but when you're working with a couple like that who they don't talk about their sex lives, like, how do you work with them to get them to understand that, if that's something you want to do within your sex life with your partner, how do you get them to talk about it? And then if the other partner doesn't agree with it or they're a little squeamish about it, like how do you get them to understand that it's a balance and you guys have to kind of work together if you ran into that?
But it's a lot of behind the scenes work that's done on that. It's a lot of non-sex work that's done on that. It's a lot of some women especially, that may not want to do a certain thing or go down a certain avenue because they don't trust their partner.
That's true.
They don't trust them. They don't trust them. They feel ashamed and they don't trust their partner not to feel some kind of way toward them.
That's so true.
So if I don't trust you enough not to feel some kind of way about me, then I'm not going to let you lead me down this path. So that's what I mean by it's a lot of behind the scenes, it's a lot of behind the scenes work. It's a lot of work of just kind of respect, because I get some, I'm not doing that. No, that's nasty. What? The bedroom is undefiled. True. It's undefiled. So where nasty come in at? Where you know what I'm saying? So then now we got to work on that paradigm. Now we need to work on that paradigm. You respect him, he respects you. You love him, he loves you.
Right.
Where tell me where to break down at. You need to get more comfortable with it. You know what I'm saying? Is it something you haven't experienced before? And a lot of times that's where when they talk about it's nasty, that's because it's something you ain't experienced
that, yeah.
You ain't been touched that way before. So
right.
Yeah, it's nasty to you. The second you be touched that way, you be like, ooh. Right. Either him or her. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And so it is a lot of that. I have less problems with men than I do with women.
I'm pretty
and then
sure.
a lot of times you run into sex issues because maybe there has than some previous abuse.
Abuse, true. Okay. So back to you talking about couples, and when you do your vision boarding for couples, I know you was telling me about the hearts and you guys work on communication, and then I think from there we went on to
we went to talk. And I believe let me pull up my notes because I only do it here.
That's fine.
And of course, okay, that's why I pulled my computer over so I could make sure that I got. So it's definitely communication. One of it is family.
Okay.
Because you want to definitely be on the same plane when it comes to family. Now, under family can be how you're going to rear your kids, if you guys want kids, and it's about understanding. So the whole thing is going to be about communication, right? Because you got to talk about each one of these things, right? So family, it's okay. Who's allowed to speak into? Who's allowed? We talk about finance. Hello.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the divorce rate on finance is astronomically high.
Right. Yeah.
Right. And it makes no sense when we can have a conversation about finances. You know what I'm saying? Like a conversation. I was not. And so if you want to have your own money and he has y'all, his own money, then that is okay. That's fine. That's okay. You can work it like that. Right. That don't mean that it is a lot of back work that's done with that too. Like, why do you feel that you can't join? It may be that one is a spender and one is not.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, however they want to set it up, we can set it up that way. But it is going to be a conversation. There is going to be guidelines. Gotcha. As to how. That's what I generally tell people. Once you have a conversation, come to an understanding. Write that understanding down.
Agreed. So when you have these couples and they're doing their vision boards, what if their vision boards are like totally different from one another? Have you ran into that?
I do. Yes and no. Okay. It is because you have to because everybody's quadrants is the same quadrants. Actually, they don't have separate vision boards. It's one heart. Y'all, one heartbeat. So the vision, and that can actually be one of my longer workshops. Okay. Because it's one heartbeat. Because I may have somebody saying this. Now let's begin to talk. You know what I'm saying? So I kind of started out, the vision board is the last thing we do because we talk about each section in detail. We talk about how the importance is of respect. We talk about the importance of compromise. You know what I'm saying? So by the time we get to the vision board process, it is more of, because I'm only giving you one board, y'all.
Oh, okay. Oh, got you. Okay.
We don't have no Vaseline, so nobody grease up. We ain't got no boxing gloves or none of that. Y'all figure it out. I'm here to help. You know what I'm saying? I'm here to be able to give you some tools as to, okay, his thought on this is this. Got it. That's fine. What's the outcome? What's the outcome of your response? Or the way you want to do it? What's the outcome of the way you want to do it? Okay. Most of the time, those outcomes are similar. We want kids.
Okay.
We put kids on the board. Well, I want 7. I want 1.
Gotcha.
Now that's something y'all gonna have to talk. But we have kids on the family thing. All right. The amount, that's the conversation for later. Table that. Because I want you to get this vision board done here. So I pick battles as to what we gonna really talk about. The amount of kids, table that, y'all. Because hear how one kid and fall in love, especially if it's a girl, and now you might be able to talk about it too. Girl, you 7, you don't have to hold, just talk to Jesus about that, because 7 may not happen, but I might could get you 2 or 3. You know what I'm saying? That type of thing. And that's, then she got 1 and she feeling overwhelmed. She gonna rethink that 7, ain't she?
She sure will.
She gonna rethink that 7 when that 1 o'clock, when that 1 stay up from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock, and you got to get up at 7 o'clock to get to work. She gonna rethink that. She definitely gonna rethink that 7. So, but we get the main goals. We both want kids. Now, how do we want how do you want to raise them in church? You want to raise them out of church? And then if you do want to raise them in church, under what quote unquote religion do you want to raise them in? How do you want?
So you go
You know what
really
I'm
in
saying?
depth. Got
So
you.
right, because your vision board has to be detailed. Because
Okay.
then what are some steps? Because the way I talk about vision as being the big thing. Then we have goals, which is going to be your paths, the stepping stones you're going to take to get to the vision. Then you have tasks. Tasks may be steps, maybe weekly, weekly tasks, bi-weekly tasks, monthly tasks. That's going to get you to your goal, which is your stepping stone. That's going to ultimately get you to your vision. So in there is the vision, right? That's what we paste down. That's what we write bold and big. And then we may use Post-it notes to put goals.
Okay. So you use one board. I don't know why in the beginning I was thinking, okay, you let them use separate boards.
Nope, we use one board, one big heart.
Okay. So let me ask you this. So I'm seeing that you do a lot of practical, realistic steps, which is great with the couples and people that you do vision boards with. My question is, so what do you feel about, because a lot of people who use vision boards, they believe in manifestation, and then how do you coach them on that level, or do you not coach them on that level? Do you stay more on what they call a quote unquote practical level, where you just stick to your realistic goals and steps?
It's no, the latter I do not, because I am your practical goals and steps. It worked. Yeah, that's a way to get there. Absolutely. But if you don't have the reason why I call it a vision is because you have to hold it in your mind. That is what I'm doing. I'm going through what is vision, even on my Facebook page. So we talked about sight. Vision is sight, mind, and will. Right? And we talked about sight. Today we'll talk about mind, and then I think Friday we'll talk about the will. But what it is that you have to be able to. I teach them that's what you want. That's your vision. It is a vivid picture of what it is that you want, right? You have it in word form, or you have it in picture form. But it is, I'm looking at definitions.
You're fine.
It's a personage, thing, or event that appears vividly or credibly in your mind. Okay. That's what manifestation is. Something that you can have in your mind and hold it there. Most people can't think on a thing for longer than about 5 seconds.
True.
Okay. So think on that thing 5 seconds multiple times throughout the day.
So let me ask you this. This is just a manifestation in general. So I know what a lot of people, they'll think of this thing that they want, and then they'll feel horrible about it because they're thinking of the bigger picture, but they're also thinking about where they're at right now. What advice would you give to somebody who does that?
I was just talking about this yesterday, because it is, Bob Proctor will say oftentimes that we think, you think on what it is you want, not the appearance of your circumstances, right?
Right.
So the appearance of your circumstances, there's a difference between truth and facts. The truth is, and we talk about laws of the land, my truth is the Bible. Not that I preach my truth on anybody else, but that's my truth. Okay. So if that's my truth, then my truth is, I am above and not beneath. That's my truth. My truth is that I have all things. Right. I'm an heir of the King. Let's think about Prince Harry. He don't want for nothing. Why? Because he knows who he is. He knows he's the heir of the King. He don't have to want for anything, right?
Right.
That's my truth. But my fact may be that bank account is dwindling. Okay. That's the situation I'm in. That's my current circumstance. But my vision is, and I'm just going to talk about mine. My vision is that V6 BMW. leather saddle and black seats
Yes,
with
ma'am.
like, you know what I'm saying? I got it. I got a whole picture of her on my Facebook page. Like she is ruby black. Her name gonna be Ruby. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yes.
that's my vision. That's my vision. And so that is what I hold true. That's my vision.
Got you. I love how you broke that down.
So my current circumstances is showing if I had Ruby, I might not be able to get her service if something went wrong. You know what I'm saying? Those are the circumstances. Ruby needed a tire. I'd be looking kind of suspect, like, how I'm gonna get Ruby a tire? Those are the facts. But I can't worry about the facts. When you're on the road to a vision, you keep your eye on the vision. Your current circumstances, yes. As you get closer, I tell people to create a vision that they don't even know how they'll get there. I don't know how I'm gonna get to that BMW. I got a Kia, girl. You know? So
yeah, I know exactly.
And I ain't never had a BMW. I never have had a job that would support a BMW. So right now I'm not sure, but a BMW is what I want.
Wow. I know for me, manifestation has played a big part of my life on a lot of different areas, from weight loss to the jobs that I've had. And I know one thing I did was I would just, when I thought of the things that I wanted, like I remember, so in my personal situation, I have a son who had a medical condition that forced me to stay home. And I remember working from home as a recruiter, working just straight commission. Like I had to get a hire in order to make money. And then as I grew within that industry, I learned that, okay, you can make an hourly wage doing this and make good money. So I would just envision myself earning this type of money, and I would put in my head how much I wanted, and I would just feel good about it. I never thought about my circumstances. Nope. And with me just feeling good about that situation, my actions and the things I did just began to shift. I think the goodness of what I felt just gave me the confidence. Go ahead and apply for that job. Fix your resume the way it needs to be fixed. And you just feeling good about the vision that you have, I think what drives you to do the steps instead of thinking so much about your current situation. I know that's what I try to tell people when they say manifestation doesn't work or vision boards don't work. Well, you can't do a vision board and be like, yeah, I wish I had these things, but it's not going to happen. Well, you can't have that mindset. You have to feel good about what you want. And then just, you will just, it's like a shift. You just begin to move in that direction. When you feel good about it and you're thinking about it all the time, something just clicks. There's a shift, and it begins to happen for you.
And that's great. And so it's obviously it's worked for you, right?
It has in multiple ways. I weight loss. I lost over 90 pounds by doing the same thing. Like, yeah, just thinking of how my life how I wanted my life to be, and the clothes I wanted to wear and how I wanted to look. And again, it was just another shift. I just started doing those things. I didn't focus on how big I got. I focused on just what I wanted to look like. And eventually, things just shifted.
You'll begin to move in that area. Why? Because that's what you're attracting.
Right.
That's what you're attracting. You're attracting better eating habits. You're attracting, oh, I'm gonna get up, or the will to, I'm gonna get up and go walking. I'm gonna get up and go exercise. I'm gonna get up, I'm gonna keep my body moving. You'll begin to attract those things. Those things will begin to almost become things that bring you pleasure, right? Because who likes working out? And those people that say that they do, I'd be like, what's wrong with you?
I can't even lie. So I know for me, I think of it as like a stress reliever for me. And I think that's the only way I can put it as to why I like doing it. Because it helps me not focus so much on things I am stressed about. I'll just kind of work it out and pound something out. It's not like I can beat somebody up.
So did you start out there?
No, I did not. Oh, I hated it. I'm not going to lie.
And most people start out where they hated it. And then as they begin to do it and just say, I'm going to do this and I'm going to be great at doing it, I'm going to like doing it. That's what they attracted. So whether they attracted it in a way of, it's a great stress reliever. I feel great once I'm done.
Right.
Now, once I done sweated that half hour and I feel like I'm about to die, after my body recover, I feel amazing.
Right.
You know what I'm
That's
saying?
true.
And that's what they begin to attract. And I tell my couples, once we get on the same page, when we're doing a vision board or when we're not, when we are absolutely in when we're in our one-on-one session or our two-on-one sessions, I let them kind of have it out. Now let's talk about that. You know what I'm saying? I let both of them, and when I mean have it out, like we ain't arguing, we ain't cussing, we ain't disrespecting. You tell me you state your truth and you state your truth. And then let me now come in and state what I've heard, what is happening, how give you some tools. And then once we're done with that, now let's begin to create a statement, or let's begin with putting together a hurdle or a roadblock when we come to this pitfall, because it may come up again. Let's have a solution or a resolution that we're going to do when this now comes up, and let's stick to it.
Gotcha.
And then let's begin to think about, sometimes I have to think about, I have to make them think about, he loves you. So I need you to say it. I need you to really begin to just say it, begin to tell him that yes, honey, I know you love me. Just throughout the day for no reason. Yeah. Eventually you'll believe it, because I'm not sure what's the breakdown in as to where you're not believing it now. But that's a hurdle. That is something that we come to. We come to an agreement, and they have homework on which they have to, and they will tell on each other. Let one not do that homework. They gonna tell. They be silent, right? And they have homework to be able to do. It is very interactive. I'm not like maybe like a counselor. You know what I'm saying? No, we are very interactive. We have a good time. We laugh, we talk, we cry together, we do whatever. Yeah, because we have hit a place that we can see our progress. And I'm like, yeah, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. So it's a great time that we have. Couples are fun. I wouldn't give up that part of my special, that, I say I specialize in startup businesses, relationships, and in life. And needless to say, if they told me, how the memes go around, take out one. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Even though I love them all, couples will not be one that I would take out.
Wow, gotcha. Okay, awesome. So let me ask you this: as far as your own journey within love and relationships, is there a lesson you had to learn in the past that you incorporate now within your own relationships?
Yes. So just like I was talking earlier, when I said I thought that because I was raised this way and not talking about sex, I thought everybody was raised that way. Yeah, that trickled over, because I had this knowledge and I was raised a certain way, and I was raised to, you love all people no matter what color.
Right.
You love all people no matter if they are doing what you're doing or not. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I was raised a certain way. I figured everybody was. So when you come up against people, and just regular stuff, just regular, we don't even have to be like deep.
Yeah.
Just on regular stuff, I felt like, oh, so you don't know that? Wait, what? Like, wait, what? And so that was hard for me. It really was. It was not hard to give people the grace to be them, because I love who I am, but at one point in time I didn't.
Gotcha.
But I wanted people to like me for me. I wanted to be me. I didn't want to conform. So I wanted people to like me for me. So when I had to begin, when I came up to that instance and where I had to come to that realization. It wasn't the fact that I could not like or love them for who they were. It was, I don't know why you don't know this. It was the aggravation of why I got to teach you this. Like, why you don't, this is just regular old knowledge. Why you don't know this? But it was regular old knowledge for me because I had
Right.
it was regular old knowledge. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because that was my paradigm. That was what I grew up in. I had been taught it. And to come up against somebody that just had not been taught just regular, simple stuff, I was flabbergasted.
Or even sometimes they're taught, but the environment is showing them something totally different too.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I know I was brought up in, my mom would put in me, love yourself and do this for yourself. But I found myself in relationships where I was people pleasing and trying to prove my worth. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that common knowledge is spoken to you. But if you were kind of raised within a household, because my mom could be telling me one thing, but then your father is showing you something totally different.
Right.
You're discombobulated, you're confused. So yeah, and I know for me, when you speak on that for other issues, I would be like, well, why don't you understand that? You know that it's common sense, or you can be in a relationship with somebody and it's common sense to do certain things, and the person just doesn't do it. But then you got to have the grace and understanding that this person may have not been raised that way, so it doesn't come natural to them.
Right.
Yeah.
And then another huge one for me is I was very much aware that some men they are not mind readers.
Yeah.
I was very much for that. I thought. In some instances I could very much tell you what it is, this, and this. Mm-hmm. In some instances I wasn't. When it came, why do I always got to tell you what gift about me? Just go buy me. Just go buy me something. You know what I'm saying? My thing is, when I'm out, and this I could not, I struggled. When I'm out and I pick you up something, I don't call you and ask you. I see it. I like it for you.
Right.
So I pick it up. I need you to have confidence in yourself that you can see something that you may have seen me in before, that you like me in, and just pick it up.
See, some men don't think that way. They might have been in a relationship where the woman wants them to call them and be like, hey, because maybe that woman's there. So it's just,
so you know what I'm saying? That one was definitely a hurdle for me to get over. I kept tripping over that one.
Gotcha.
Like, okay. And it wasn't even necessarily the fact that I didn't mind you calling. That let me know that you were thinking about me. You know what I'm saying? That let me know that you were thinking about me. And I was just so cool with that. But my thing was, can sometimes you just bring home something, just go for it. I'ma like it.
Surprise you and be
I'ma like it for the sentiment.
Right. And it's nice that you have a mind frame like that. A lot of people don't, though. They want that guy to pick up that gift, and it has to be the right gift. They don't even think as deep as the sentiment, like you thought of me. So it's yeah.
It is fun.
And everybody ain't as confident just to pick up a gift and be like, well, hey baby, I got this for you. Right.
And so those are just some of the things that we talk about. It is mostly I don't want to say it's customized. Yes, there are some things that I come into it and I say, hey, where are we in this?
Got you.
But then a lot of the session can be, so I may talk out of a 45 to 50 minute session. I may talk, or I may teach, or I may bring a concept for 20 minutes. The next is, so give me your thoughts.
Wow. Okay. That's good. That's real good.
Let's unpack, or let's process, because I'm a processor. It's like, I don't know what I think about that yet. I ain't gonna know instantly sometimes.
Right.
It depends on how heavy that was. I don't know what I think instantly.
Right.
Or I need to, this is what my paradigm is bringing me because I'm rapid firing. So I need to throw up all of this and then figure out what I want.
Got you.
You know what I'm saying? So I give them, that's why I give them so much time, because sometimes I have processors and then we have to talk them through that process. Sometimes I have people that have to spew it all out, and then we pick up what's going to serve the marriage or
I understand.
Relationship.
I get that. Wow. Okay. So that's why you give so much time, just in case, for people who really have to just think and then get it out, and then you guys break it down, versus somebody who comes in and they already know what the issue is and they want to fix it.
Or they think they know what the issue is.
True.
They think they know.
Yeah, and then they, like you said, y'all start unpacking, and then
we start unpacking.
Get real.
Right. And then it's like, wait, what?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like going back to the sex thing. No, I'm not doing that because that's nasty.
And it's like, okay, why do you think it's nasty? And then you got to unpack that.
You know what I'm saying? And so then it most of the time is just because it is. All right. Okay. So most of the time I come in, I'm like, so you think it's nasty, right? How you know? Yeah, ain't that nasty? See, she thinks so too. I said, I ain't say that. I just knew that's what you thought. You know what I'm saying? And so don't put that on me. You don't know what I'm doing, girl.
It's funny you bring that, because they say finance is the biggest reason why people divorce, but in actuality, sexual compatibility is up there as well for divorce. And sexual preferences sometimes even change when you enter into relationships, because relationships evolve and change, and you want different things, even sexually. And then sometimes the person doesn't, I'm not even going to say grow, the person stays the same in that area, and then another person, they want to try different things, and then it doesn't, or the other person just never said what they wanted, right? And then eventually
they felt like their need is not met,
right? And then sometimes people end up divorcing from that too.
I think that, just honestly, maybe this is going to say way too much about me, but I think that if you have a healthy sexual relationship, all that other stuff, it's a breeze.
I agree with you on that too. And that's why I agree with you on
Not
that.
A breeze, but you know what I'm saying. You can manage through that.
You can manage through it, right? You know what I'm saying? And that also shows your communication with your partner is strong, even if you guys can balance out what the other person wants and then also what you want. You know what I'm saying? So I definitely agree with you.
It is such an expression. Sex is such an expression that so you guys are in counseling, and I tell people, let me tell y'all this, just because y'all starting this, don't stop having sex. If y'all we don't stop because y'all mad. Set that madness aside. Y'all do y'all, please. Because what's gonna happen, especially with a woman, he has just said his truth. He's not lying. He's being vulnerable. He's at a place of truth.
Yeah.
Now, 2 days later, they go have sex. She just understood everything he just said. Because she's going to understand that the feeling that she felt when he was giving his truth was the same feeling she felt here.
Yeah.
It then gives her a lot to think about.
Agree.
So it is, I tell people, if you, for one, I encourage it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I encourage it. Now, if they not, I get a couple that are just starting out and they haven't had sex. I ain't telling them to go have sex. I mean, I'm not a promoter of abstinence. I mean, I'm not a promoter of if y'all not, then go ahead and do. If you guys are being abstinent, I cheer for you. Then now
Right.
we got other things that you know, we got other tools to be able to be in. Intimacy don't mean sex. Intimacy
It
just
don't.
means
It
close.
can, yeah, closeness, communication. It's
Right.
so much more to intimacy than sex. That's
Right.
that's another topic for another day though.
Right, exactly. Because it can go on and on. So and
Right.
I encourage, if y'all haven't, or if y'all married, please do the married thing. You know.
Right. Right. Okay. Well, let me ask you this: where can everybody find you on social media? Do you have a website? Where can everybody find you?
They can find me on social media. Social media is going to be the best place. Well, right now it's the only place because my website is under construction.
Okay.
We are revamping some things so I can put my programs on my website. So
Awesome.
Right now you can find me at social media, Beyond Your Vision on Facebook. And then on Instagram, you can either look up _beyond your vision. Oh, doggone it. I'm on my phone. I'm like, where's my phone? I'm on it. But you can look up I think I'm Stephanie Lewis. No, I'm Stephanie Walton Lewis on Instagram.
Okay.
And then on LinkedIn, I'm even on LinkedIn.
Awesome.
And yeah, you can find me at Stephanie Walton.
Okay. And all of this, we'll also have it on the show notes too for everybody who listens, and they can view view where to find you. So that'll also be in the show notes, so you don't have to worry about that. Thank you for coming on, Stephanie. I greatly appreciate it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for having me. And if you ever do like a answer question type thing, I would love to kind of do, you know, where people may send you questions. I don't know how it's
that's something I want to do. I'm glad you brought that up. That's something I want to do. So once, you know, I expand, so I want I want coaches and stuff to come on, but then I also advertise for just random people who want to come on and speak about love and relationships. And then if they want to just send me a letter, and then get advice as well. So that's something I kind of want to do as well. So no, thank you for that too. And it sounds like you're open to speaking about everything, because I want the show to be about everything pertaining to love and relationships, including sexuality and all of that stuff. So no, if you are open to coming on and answer questions, that would be great.
Yeah, I love to talk sex.
Okay, awesome. Well, all right then. Well, thank you for coming on, and thank you to all of the listeners. And until next time.
Thank you for tuning in to today's show. If you liked this podcast, please download and subscribe. If there's anything you would like to talk about in regards to relationships, or would like to be a guest on the show to speak on relationships or get advice, you can always connect via social media at Playing for Keeps, or email DJ at info@p4kdating.com. Thank you for tuning in, and bye for now.